This is 3FM.
The main problem with Douglas East is, of course, the promenade and the buildings that are on it. It is the gateway to the Isle of Man, Douglas East, and they go along that promenade. It's atrocious, the promenade. It's been atrocious for the past 20 years. There is a programme to fix it. It's expensive. It's going to cost a lot of money, and it needs doing, and it's got to be done. And the next thing we need to do is we have put give the local councils and commissioners stronger laws to deal with derelict buildings and dilapidated buildings. We need to give them the power to enforce that and get them buildings sorted out, because it's like a row of teeth with a lot of them are missing along the promenade, and it looks, quite frankly, it's disgraceful. It needs fixing, and to do that we need to spend £20 million on it. It's over 100 years old, it's built on sand. Every tide that comes in, a bit more washes away, so it needs fixing properly and built properly to last another 100 years, and that's going to cost a lot of money. You've got to remember, you haven't spent a single penny on it in over 100 years. It's still got the holes where the posts were for the internment camps in the middle of it, so it needs, the only decent bit is the bit the horse goes along, because that's been resurfaced every year by the Douglas Corporation. I think tourism in general in the Isle of Man, and not just Douglas East, is a different type of tourism now. It's a much more bespoke tourism. We're not going to get family holidays, bucket and spade holidays again. We're going to have to find out what our markets are, especially in the motor sport industry. We have a lot of people that come. It's not just the TT. There is a lot of people interested in motorsport that want to come over here. Then we have our heritage stuff. We have the rail, the trams, and the steam trains. It's absolutely unique anywhere in Europe to have all three of them together. We need to promote them much more, and we really need to promote these millennia children, as they call them, this new generation of children that they want to live in a healthy atmosphere and play in a healthy atmosphere. And here we are in a UNESCO biosphere. We need to attract them over here to do some of the activities they want to do. I mean, we've got old mine shafts they can go climbing down. They've got mountains we can climb. They've got rivers we can fish in. We've got reservoirs. We've got great clean seas, kayaking, sailing. That's the sort of holidays that we need to promote. I would imagine that the steam packet deal will be done in this administration. There's only 10 years left to go. Any serious offer, you'd have to give them 5 years notice to get a package together. I was very disappointed in the steam packet's approach to dealing with it in the last Parliament, which was basically a sort of call my bluff attitude that they had, where they put a deal to us, you'd take it or leave it. And I think it was very infantile, to be quite honest with you. I think we deserve better than that. The people of the Isle of Man deserved a better agreement than that. I really was disappointed, and I think they really need to look at some of their board members and get something a bit more pragmatic and proactive to get a proper deal together. However, a deal's going to have to be done, whichever firm it's going to be, whether it goes out for tender, whether it goes back to the steam packet, whether we buy our own boat and lease it to a company. The main thing is we've secured both bases, which is the Isle of Man and Liverpool, and the other most important thing we need to look at is the 400 staff, and because they are the biggest part of the deal. I think it's probably been the hardest government that the Isle of Man's seen for a very long time. They've had some very unfair press because they've had to take some very unpopular decisions. I mean, we're a VAT-based income that we have. We lost £100 million in one foul swoop. You know, they have balanced the books, all bar but a few little items, you know, so the hard days are over. And the hardest thing that we've got now is the BritEx talks, and that is going to be a massive arrangement that we're going to have to address in the next Parliament. And we've lost a huge amount of experience. We've lost 6 members, some of them very experienced members. I would imagine we'd have at least 10 new MHKs in the next Parliament. So we really need some experience in that Parliament to deal with 2 major issues that are coming our way. I would hope that the people that would voted for me would look at my experience, because it's not, I mean, I know I've only been an MHK for just less short of a year, but I've been a town councillor before that, and I've done other civic sort of works. I've been a union representative, I've done employment tribunals, pensions trustees, that sort of thing. But I mean, I'm experienced, and I've shown commitment to the Isle of Man for over the past 20 years. But I would think they need to look at that and what's coming up, and the huge problems that we're going to face, and that's what they need to face, and that I'm going to deliver on my promise that I'm going to connect with the people again, and I am going to connect with the people again. I want the people to be involved in politics. I think the apathy was generated because of all the bad news that they were delivering, and it was a bitter pill that we had to swallow, everybody had to swallow, and it was unfortunate. and they got some bad press for it, but I think they dealt with it quite well myself. I think they dealt with it very professionally, and I don't think they could have done a much better job myself.
More music for the Isle of Man.
3FM.